Now, let us begin with the Renaissance. The Renaissance is the first important movement that took place during the 16th century. The term Renaissance means rebirth. It is used specifically to denote the great spiritual and mental rebirth which marked the end of the Middle Ages and the beginning of the modern world. For the first time since the civilization of ancient Rome had crumbled away before the inroads of the northern barbarians, England, following in the wake of Italy and France, stirred from the slumber of the spirits, to which her ignorance of the past, unsettled history, and the authority of the Church had condemned her. The men of the 14th century saw with a very distorted vision that older world which had vanished, so that Virgil, for instance, was commonly regarded as some mighty magician. As the 15th century drew to a close in England, the past was seen with a clearer and truer vision, and the mental horizon receded. The new spirit of the Renaissance was critical, and there's also a revolt against the established authority. Men started to think for themselves and to question accepted beliefs. Above all, there was in the air a fresh enthusiasm which urged men to enter into every field of experience. There's a revival in learning, where the people became interested in works of literature. There's a renewed interest in the poetry of Homer and the philosophy of Plato and the criticism and science of Aristotle. People started studying the Greek works of literature. People started writing works of literature after the Greek and the Roman model. During this Renaissance, there is also the movement of humanism. Humanism means an interest in humanity. The humanists were directed by the classics to a new and ardent interest in mankind. In humanism, the center of attention was the human being, no longer God or the afterlife or heaven or hell. They started focusing on the human life, the present life. The life at present no longer seemed a mere penance to be endured by the good Christian in preparation for heaven. It was enlarged and beautified by the records of human achievement which the literature of the past revealed. A window was opened in the monk's cell, which looked out upon men and women keenly interested in this life and striving eagerly to make it larger and happier. The humanistic principles created the new ideal man who reached out to perfection on all sides. This ideal man exercised his intellect upon philosophy, literature, and science. He trained his body for war and the chase. He was the perfect courtier and the perfect lover. Another movement which took place during the 16th century was the Reformation. It is interesting to note that during the beginning of the 16th century, the Roman Catholic Church had both political and spiritual power. Many of the kings and queens of Europe had to get the permission of the Pope in order to be crowned, or in order to be able to rise to positions of power and influence.